10 super simple methods to unclog drains. The red flags are obvious to everyone. It takes a little longer for the sink to drain. In the shower, you start to feel water collecting around your feet. Also the smells. The weird, disagreeable smells. They are all indicators that a clogged drain may be on the horizon. Then, suddenly, bang! Your drain is entirely clogged. You must take care of it right away to avoid a burst pipe or a worthless bathroom's anger. So you clean the drain surface of the extra hair and debris that have accumulated there. However, nothing occurs. You give a liquid plumber a shot. Very bad. The plunger follows. But what happens if it doesn't step in to save the day? Before calling that pricey emergency plumber, try these 10 methods for clearing the obstructions. 1. The bent wire hanger. Quite simple, but surprisingly successful. Straighten up a standard wire coat hanger as much as you can. After that, bend one end over to form a tiny hook. Fishing can begin after you push that past the drain cover. You ought to be able to remove all kinds of hair and unpleasant materials from the drain. Keep in mind that you should always be pulling debris out rather than pushing it. Run the hot water after you've removed everything you can, and the mess should be nicely cleaned up. 2. Vinegar and baking soda. In a measuring cup, combine 1/3 of a cup of vinegar and 1/3 of a cup of baking soda. You should quickly pour it down the plugged drain since it will immediately fizz. The debris, hair, and filth that have accumulated in the pipe will be cleared out by the fizzing action. If you can, let it sit for an hour or perhaps overnight. Use hot water to flush. Alternately, pour the vinegar down the drain after as much of the dry baking soda as you can. 3. The wet and dry vacuum. A wet and dry shop vacuum can be an excellent tool for clearing drains if you have one. Set it to vacuum liquids first. To avoid a mess, cover the vent. Then, cover the drain with the tightest seal you can manage. Consider using an old plunger head that has been modified for this purpose. The vacuum can be strong enough to draw the obstruction up the pipe and into the vacuum bag when it is set to its highest level. Even though it doesn't always work, it's worth a try. 4. Boiling water. There are no easier tips than this. Put the kettle on, or, if you don't have one, the stove or microwave, and start boiling as much water as it can hold. Now, slowly pour it down the drain in 2 to 3 stages, letting the hot water do its job between each pour for a few seconds. Usually, this is the simplest and fastest method for clearing a clogged drain. Enjoy a cup of tea to celebrate if there is any water left. 5. Caustic soda. Obtain some rubber gloves and safety glasses. Caustic soda, sometimes referred to as sodium oxide, can result in painful chemical burns. You can get some at your neighborhood hardware shop, but always handle it carefully. 3 cups of caustic soda should be added to a mop bucket after 3-4 gallons of cold water has been added. Utilizing an old wooden spoon, thoroughly stir the mixture. It will start to heat up and fizz. It should be poured into the clogged drain and left for 20 to 30 minutes before being flushed out with boiling water. If necessary, repeat. 6. Cleaning the pipe. I won't perform some plumbing work, but this one is simple. The U-shaped pipe, the trap, under the sink should first have an empty bucket placed underneath it. The water that spills will be collected in the bucket. At both pipe ends, unfasten the slip nuts with a plumber's wrench. You should be able to complete the process by hand. Remove the trap once it is unlocked, flip it over, and then dump its contents into the bucket. It's possible that you'll also need to search the interior of it and the pipes that were holding it for debris. An old toothbrush is useful for getting the difficult stuff out. Rinse the trap with water and then put it all back together. That will have usually been effective. 7. The drain snake. This is a rather simple piece of technology, yet it does wonders. Essentially, it is a long, flexible metal rope with a metal spiral at one end. 8. Salt and baking soda. Pour 1/2 cup of baking soda and 1/2 cup of table salt down the clogged drain. After waiting 10 to 20 minutes, pour hot water down. Some of the worst obstructions should melt as a result of the chemical reaction that will be caused by the salt, baking soda, and boiling water. 9. Dish detergent. Pour 1/4 cup of dish detergent into the toilet bowl if it's clogged. Boil some water next. Dish soap will serve as a lubricant and aid in dissolving any oily buildup. Pour the heated water down after that and get ready to plunge. Rubber gloves might be the next step in the process if the plunger is ineffective. 10. Baking soda, vinegar, gravity, and pressure. Mix some of the baking soda vinegar solution described in step 2 if your bathtub drain is plugged. After pouring it down the drain, cover it with the stopper. Pour water into the bathtub after 45 to 60 minutes. Remove the stopper next. The pressure of 40 to 60 liters of water should be sufficient to remove the obstruction after the baking soda and vinegar have softened it. Additionally, you might try using the drain snake or some plunging in addition to the weight of the water. These 10 quick and simple solutions should enable you to remove even the most obstinate clogs. Do you have any excellent advice? Inform us. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. If you want more recipes and tips, subscribe to the channel.